Jacobs, the Balance Doctor. Thank you so much for tuning in to this episode of The Kim Jacobs Show. Be sure to subscribe to The Kim Jacobs Show right on YouTube. Turn on your notification bell to all so you never miss a beat. And guess what? Every time you watch, you're going to receive a real relevant and relatable guest that's going to share with you a piece of the puzzle on this journey called life that will help you be able to manage just a little bit smoother. At the end of the day, the Kim Jacobs Show goal is to be able to provide balance to the world, one household at a time.
Kim Jacobs Show. You're watching Kim Jacobs Show.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back after this wonderful Thanksgiving holiday. I hope that you guys have had a wonderful Thanksgiving. And how about you over there, Dr. Sanja?
I had a wonderful Thanksgiving. It was wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Of course, after Thanksgiving, similar to you, I stayed in my pajamas for a day and just binged out on movies and leftovers.
Yeah, the same here. I told you backstage, I just had on my pajamas. I laid around on the sofa. I binged watched movies and shows and things that I just probably wouldn't get a chance to ever catch up on. And hey, anybody seen any really good movies? I still can do some more coming up. Now I'm kind of motivated about seeing some movies because there's some good stuff. There's some pretty good stuff out there.
It is some very good stuff. It is some good things that you miss and say, oh, I didn't see that. Love Netflix, love some of the streaming live, and love some of the regular TV shows. So I just binge a lot on TV. Didn't do anything. My after Thanksgiving is usually my time just to sit after feeding individuals that I do during my service passion. And so I just binged out on nothing but me as to my rest time. I took time also to get a massage because I believe that in self-care. So I took time after that to get a massage and just have a wonderful time to let somebody relax me. And it was, so I took time to do that. But did
That's
not do
good.
any,
You got me over here like, oh yeah,
did not
baby.
do any what they saw Black Friday shopping, didn't want to do any of that. So
That's funny. I'm trying to think of King Richard. That was, if you haven't seen King Richard,
I have not seen that one yet. But
okay, then
that's my next
I will not spoil it for you. It is truly.
That's my next one. They say that it is really a good movie, and Will Smith
It
does a
really
good
is
job in that movie. So that's one of the ones that did not get a chance to watch. I'm a James Bond fan. I'm an action fan.
Oh no, you are.
I sort of watched
James Bond.
Yes, so I watched a couple. I got the newest one in that I hadn't watched, and anything with Fast 8 and Super 8. I'm an action. I like action, so I'm an action. So I sort of watched some of those things that I had missed. But I am going to get to King. I'm going to get to that one. That's one that I have.
That's good. That's good. I still have to see Clifford, that big red dog. I got to get to see that because
that's one I definitely want to see because I
haven't seen it, but we will see it, I'm sure, over the next few days. I'm like, okay, Kim, get your mind right because it's time for some animation. But I heard that it's like that the dog is more real life looking or whatever. And so it should be a good experience. We'll see. So anyway, everybody, I know we're having a whole side conversation here, but tell us about your Thanksgiving holiday as well. Let us know how you enjoyed. Make sure you tag your friends and make sure you tag your friends and let people know that we are here today on the Kim Jacobs Show. And our guest today is Dr. Sanja Rickette Stinson. So we're going to be talking with this nonprofit founder, CEO, founder, visionary, new Anthology Project, which is disrupting the status quo. She has some great stuff going on here, y'all. So I'm so honored to have Dr. Sanja Stinson here with us today. All right. So as we get started, I kind of want people to know how we ever encountered each other because we have a mutual friend. So talk to us about that whole experience.
Well, I'm a part of the Success Women's International Nation, as we now call it. And I met you through Karen, Tiffany, and Dorothy. And we have been connected ever since. That is a wonderful group of women who are great collaborators and who believe in pushing women. And what I love about that group is that they believe that there's enough for everybody. They are great mentors. They don't hold back. They do several conferences, and you know what I love about them is that while they do this as visionaries together, they all have their own niche that they do, and they all support each other, and it's all done in excellent.
Yes.
I was on Tiffany show because we both have kindred. Tiffany Bell, we both have kindred
Yes.
when it
Yes.
comes
She's going to
to
be on here coming up this week. This
yes,
week.
yes,
Yeah.
right. Where we have that kindred about nonprofit. And I've been there for 30 plus years, probably a lot more if I really go back. And so we met them, but I met Karen, when I did my first show with her, and accidentally just doing Facebook surfing. Just really saw one of their productions. I said, what is this? And I sort of just did my research, and I
That's
encourage you
good.
that if you're looking to up level or to really find a new platform or a new group of women that really want to help you and mentor you, just do some surfing. And I will encourage you also not to be afraid to invest in yourself. It is so important to invest in yourself. And I know we're going to get into what I some other things, but let me share with you
Yeah.
about this investment because it's been a taboo, especially in some cultural settings, and that you shouldn't have to invest in yourself. But at some point, I always say if you are not willing to invest in you,
That's
then who
right.
else? How do you expect someone else to invest in you? Even in if you buy a book or if you write a book, if you want others to support you, you have to be very supportive. And so, what I love about this Success Women's Group, and I encourage you to look them up, is that they are very supportive of anything that you do. Okay, they don't hold
Everything.
back everything. They don't hold back, and I just love them all. Right now, I'm working with Dorothy on my anthology. You know, she's an awesome, awesome publisher, and like I said, they all have their niche. Karen, if you want to do a conference and get butts in the seat, work with that woman of God. Okay, so they
Yes.
all have their niches, but at the same time, they're able to work together, and that's the way the world should be. We as women have been taught that we're so catty, but we're not. We have to work together, and we have to learn to work together. I don't know if
That's
that's
so good. I will say that in an endorsement for Kern Cherry, that any conference that she's ever spearheaded as the visionary, it has been literally life changing. It's not something that you go into and you walk away the same. And I know people say, "Oh, it's life changing, it's transformational." No, it is like the people are pouring so much information that they are saying, everything that I have within me, I'm going to give it to you. I want you to have it. I want you to know about it. I want you to know how to access it. I want you to know lots of it. You do have to pay different things so that you can further better yourself. But the cost is so worth it. And the information is something that you cannot afford not to do this. You have to do it.
nope,
You
nope.
need to do it. I
I
will
have
say,
walked.
Dr. Saj,
I have walked away. I've been connected with them for maybe a little over a year now, and I have walked away with so much. And again, I would consider myself seasoned, but I am a lifelong learner. And you know, when you walk into these new arenas, be a lifelong learner. Leave all your baggage back there because me, have learned so much from all three of them, and I'm still gleaming, and I love it.
well, I will say too that I went to a few of the VIP sessions, which started late at night. Like it was like one of them I went to was like 11 o'clock. I was
Yeah.
so tired. And I said, okay, I threw some lipstick on just, and I was sitting there in my room. I was all like dazed and confused. But at the end of the day, I wrote so much. I took pages of notes. And then some of the people that are now registering for our consulting course, which is how to start your own show from scratch, they're coming from Kern Cherry's program.
Mm-hmm,
So
mm-hmm,
one of the people, I only
mm-hmm,
had 3 slots left. One, I still have 2 for the rest of this year, but
mm-hmm.
one slot, was taken up by one of the people that's in her program. And that's somebody that I met at one of those late night VIP sessions. Had I not attended, guess what? I wouldn't have even met the person, you know?
Yeah. And the Anthology Project, one of the ladies came from seeing me on the platform that I would have never met through any other platform. So, you know, it is worth the investment for me. And like I said, Karen Cherry, Tiffany Bell, Dorothy Wilson, they are just women of God that you need to connect with. And I mean, like you said,
where do people go to connect from? Because I know it's been all kinds of conferences.
Success Women's Nation or International. They have a Facebook page, and anybody.
Let me go. I'm going to go to the page right now. I think I'm a part of it already.
Anybody can join. You'll get the information when they're doing conferences, asking for speakers, doing webinars and things like that. You need to connect. And yes, we are promoting them because Kim and I both are here in this sitting in this seat right now because of how we connected with them. And I know Kim can witness that too.
Yes, and I'm going to share it. Let me make sure. Is this one that? Yeah, I'm already a part of all of anything. I know I'm part of anything that Kern's doing. So let me go and share this Facebook page with you guys. Hold on. Go right over here, and I want to make sure you all know this so that where are my glasses? That's what I need right now. We're gonna put these glasses on for a second because I'm clicking all kind of buttons, and it is not. It says share some slides. I thought it said share the screen. I'm about to share some slides. Let's see here. We're gonna share with you. Here it is, the Success Women's Nation. Let's go right here. There we go. Okay, so right there, where it says, and let me make sure I go live here on I want to make sure you know where to go right here on Success Women's Nation. And they just had a conference, Success, which was fierce and focused. And I'm sure that you can go back and look at some of the old material, but nothing that they share is old. It's very relevant and necessary for us to be able to implement, especially as business entrepreneurs. Let me show you that one more time, and I'll grab that link too. And it's the Success Women's Nation. If you have not joined that group on Facebook, I'm going to put this link right here in the comment section, and you definitely want to take a moment and go and join. You will be so grateful that you did join. Let me put join Success Women's Nation. And all we're doing today is we're having a conversation. I'm having a conversation with a woman that's undeterred in spite of everything that she has experienced in her journey. And we're going to learn what some of those things are that were trying to deter her and get her off track. But I wanted to make sure that we announce where we kind of connected and how this whole thing came about. So glad to have you here, Dr. Sanja. You are a bright light in this world, and we're going to learn more about you right after this commercial break. Is that fair?
That's fair.
All right. Look forward to it.
I'm attorney Kenneth D. Snow, and at the Snow Legal Group, justice is our job.
For more than 20 years, Attorney Snow has been fighting for justice and winning cases in the Carolinas by providing aggressive representation in criminal defense, domestic violence, family law, serious injury, and wrongful death. If you've been injured or lost a loved one in an accident, including tractor trailer or rideshare, you need the Snow Legal Group by your side, fighting for justice and fighting for you. Visit snowlegal.com. Call 704-358-0026 for a free virtual consultation. Located at 6827 Fairview Road, Suite D in South Park.
All right, everyone, and we are back with Dr. Sanja. Dr. Sanja, take us back to say, you know, you're touting, hey, undeterred in spite of. So there are some things that has happened in your journey that really got you a little flustered. Take us back and tell us some things that's happened.
You know, for me, I have had several both profits and nonprofit businesses. And I'm not ashamed. In one of the chapters that I'm writing for Collaborative, I failed miserably at both. I almost ended up in jail. And it was really a journey that I had to make some hard decisions. And so when I say undeterred or in spite of, my journey has been with ups and downs. I'm very transparent. I have I have a speech impediment that I'm still in speech therapy for oftentimes right now. And while it's well known right now, at the time that it was discovered in my life, it was called that you were just a dumb child. You could not read
Oh,
or write. My father and mother were told that I would only be someone that could probably have some children. Well, I have to give kudos to my parents who did not allow that to deter them from ensuring that their daughter of 12 to 14 kids would be left behind. And
right.
so from there, they started me at a very early age in speech therapy. Although I failed 3 grades, I graduated on time because they were undeterred by what others would say about
Praise
me.
God.
And what happened is that I ended up excelling in grade school and graduating with my twin sister. Years later, that dialect struggle continued with me, and so it hindered me from even getting into seminary, which I graduated from, because I would see words and see them backwards, and sometimes I do it now. And while
Okay.
my tongue wants to say it, I can't pronounce it without really thoroughly thinking about it. So I would oftentimes avoid public speaking, avoid reading in public, and this is just part of my journey.
Wow.
Avoid looking people in the eye because I felt that I didn't have much to say. So, and to fast forward, having doing my first business with an insurance business, struggling. Parents supported me. I'm a child good entrepreneur. My parents have been entrepreneurs, and one of the phrases that they call was that you were not created to get a job, but you've been created to make jobs. And so all our lives we've known entrepreneurship as something that you strive to be. So at an early age, I strive to
Wow.
be that. I have 2 failed marriages, not ashamed of that, with children. And so today, when I thought about this chapter that I'm writing in a trailblazer, I often call a trailblazer. And I looked at that term and I actually sent out a survey and said, well, you all always call me a trailblazer. What does that mean to you? And so
Right.
one of my friends, he's a male, he says, here's what it means to me as a trailblazer. He said, I have watched you for years to be undeterred in spite of. I have a nonprofit. And when we founded the nonprofit with 3 African American men, and I'm the founding CEO. So I had the knowledge and they brought me in. But many did not stay. Let me put it that way. Because when you run a nonprofit, many think it's not a business, but it is ran just like a business. But all it is a charity. Your tax
Right.
line is different, but you still have
Right.
to do the same thing as you do in a
Same
profit.
accountability.
And the liability is still there. And
Right.
I teach that now because I said, well, no problem. Well, you make no money. That's not true. That's not true. You still have the same tax liability, the same responsibility, the same. You have to have the same passion to ensure that entrepreneur or um, that survives some of the tragedies that you have. And so being undeterred for me was when people walked out, when funding was stopped, when funding dropped, when the naysayers came and said you will last 5 years. Let me celebrate that we are celebrating 33 years as a organization and 30 years as finding a building. So we have been in business for 33 years, and that's in spite of.
Congratulations to you.
Yes.
Congratulations.
January 4th
33
will be
years.
January 4th will be our 33rd year. We
Excellent.
had staff to walk out. We've lost funding. We've had funders to come against us, and we didn't understand it. We've had audits to stop our flow. And I shared this in a book that I wrote with a group of women that at one time we found ourselves close to $400,000 in the hole. And my chapter in Trailblazers is that I just kept going. I believe that, so first of all, the vision of Matthew Houses in Chicago is founded on scripture. I'm an ordained minister, and I often still do tell the Lord right now, you told me if I did this, that you would take care of me. That's in Psalm. You said in Psalms that if I took care of the poor, and I'm talking to him like I'm talking to you, that I would not want for anything. And I would often get on my knees in my daily meditation and prayer and remind God. I said, look, God, I don't know what this particular situation is, but here's what you promised me. And I held God to his promise. And 33 years later, from January 4th, we are the only daytime service center in the city of Chicago that has survived so many cuts. That's a non-gender Pacific, which means we serve everyone come through the door. So we don't just serve men, we just don't serve women, we just don't serve families. We serve anybody that comes through the door with 73 units of permanent supportive housing, a full case management staff, dental and medical and mental health services, a learning center, and a full kitchen staff along with a full programmatic staff. And
that is incredible.
And what I pride ourselves on is that 38% of the staff comes from the population we serve. What I mean by that is that they're formerly homeless, formerly returning citizens. I don't say incarcerated, but formerly returning citizens who now work with tenures of 15 to 20 years. So, and my passion is if we can move you back into society, then we can employ you. So it has been a journey that I have been undeterred by. In spite of all of the other businesses that I have, this has been my passion to see individuals who are homeless really take back control of their life. But this is all this. Everyone that's homeless is not on drugs. Please get that misguidance out of your mind.
Right.
Just fell on their luck. I'm going to stop talking because I could talk about it. But Kim, you may have some questions.
Oh no, you know what? I'm grateful that you said that, because everybody that does not have a home to go to is not on drugs. That is such a powerful point. I can personally tell you that I have not had a home to go to before, and I was not on drugs. Okay. And so that is extremely important for people that are watching today, to not cast judgment on people that are experiencing times when they're just not were as productive as they thought they would be at that phase of their journey, but things happened, things took a turn. And
my name is Jacqueline.
I don't know what that is. Hold on. I'm in an office. Hold on.
Oh, okay. I was like, huh? I said, who is that talking? Well, that's okay. We'll take a quick commercial break, and right after this commercial break, we'll come back and we will hear more from Dr. Sanja right after this break.
It's not just another day. It's a brand new day, full of all the fun, love, and laughter you and your family create. Silver Shield Security understands feeling at home means feeling safe and happy. No credit checks, no contracts. We offer payment arrangements, and we'll even give you a free door camera. Find out how we can brighten your day even more at silvershield-security.com. Silver Shield Security.
All right, and we are back.
Everybody's at home, I guess, because I'm never home. So
everybody's like, hey.
Right. So,
we're talking today with Dr. Sanja Rickette Stinson, and she's talking about how she has been undeterred in spite of everything that she's been going through. And we were talking about being homeless doesn't always mean that the person is on drugs. So just be mindful of that when we're seeing people that are out on the streets. We don't know what caused them to be out there, and just show some level of compassion to them. Yesterday, I was driving to an event, and I looked at my wallet. I didn't have any dollars, and I saw someone standing there, and he could see that I was looking through my purse trying to find some, but I didn't have any dollars. Right? You know what I thought about? I looked at the side part of my door, and I had like bulk change just sitting there. So I just scooped up all the change and gave it to him. And the thing that what the reason I say that is to say that he was like, oh, ma'am, there's like a peel in here or an earring. I said, don't worry, just take it all. Just throw that out. At least you got what you needed. And he, those equal up to dollars. So even if you don't have dollars, give the change. The change can still be a blessing, and it equals dollars for somebody's life.
And I, the one thing about me is that I live in the community that I serve. So not only, so I see them every day, and they know, hi, Miss Stinson. And let me tell you that one of the things that has happened to me is even in the community, a house has been broken into, my car has been broken into, and people would say that, well, are you going to move? I said, no. I said, no. So we're going to stay right here. And it's like I said, it's been a blessing. My passion is to be able to help individuals move past their situations. And that's just in life for me. For women that I work with, for the homeless that I work with, it has been a part of my life as an entrepreneur. And as an entrepreneur, I often tell women, don't think about bricks and mortar, because we can put entrepreneur in a box. And being an entrepreneur does not mean that I have to always have a brick and mortar location. You have to have an entrepreneur mindset.
Right.
The Anthology Project that I'm working on is that I had to take women from, well, I'm not a entrepreneur. I say you are an entrepreneur, because I tell young moms and say, so are you raising your children? You're budgeting on a very small budget. You are juggling a schedule if you have more than one child. Because you think about entrepreneur and what we do outside the box, and never be tied to one job. You want that one stream of income that nobody else controls but you.
That's right. You better believe it. That's some good advice. We're learning some great tips.
But you, and whether for whatever purpose you have it for, you don't have to ask someone for it, because that's what you are making. And that's what I think entrepreneurship for me, and even in the nonprofit, it gives me the freedom to sit here with you today. I didn't have to ask anybody permission. Look, I need to take a day off I need to be on the Kim Jacobs show, because I control my time. Now, let me be clear. It does not mean that we do not work hard. In fact,
right. Let's be very clear, because there's a whole lot of work to entrepreneurship, right?
Okay, because now it's your passion and you want to see it successful. And that's where you have to be undeterred in spite of, because when you're birthing forth your vision and your passion, you have to have an undeterred spirit in spite of, knowing that there will be individuals who say they are with you, but once things get to going, the going gets tough, the tough gets going. That's a true phase, because when things get tough and they cannot see the vision beyond what's in front of you, but you as the visionary can see way beyond, and it's not deterred by some setbacks, some setups, some disappointments.
That's right. That's just a bump in the road.
You will cry. You will be hurt. You will be disappointed by the closest people to you that you never expected. But when you develop that undeterred posture, in spite of, you continue to go. I was not the prettiest girl in school. Again, the speech impairment, not the prettiest girl, struggle. But now I can tell you that I have earned not some honorary, I have earned degrees. Did I struggle through them? Yes. So I'm encouraging anyone that's out there right now that if you are struggling, walk through that struggle. It's going to get better each time.
Walk through that struggle. Let's just sit with that for a moment. What does it look like to walk through a struggle? Because what you're sharing such profound wisdom, but I want people that are watching here today to kind of dissect and digest what you're saying. You were, like you said, from your perspective, you weren't the prettiest or whatever. You're gorgeous to me, but I mean, you weren't the prettiest in your opinion. And from the perspective of having a speech impediment, there are so many people that are dealing with external things that I don't look this way, I don't feel this way, other people make me feel this way, all of these different things that are happening in our life's journey. But you say we need to be able to do what?
Walk through that struggle. Don't look for validation from individuals who are not believing in your vision or in your passion. Stop looking for validation from unbelievers. Stop struggling with individuals who stop trying to recruit individuals who don't understand your struggle and who's not willing to help you walk through that struggle. When I say walk through this struggle, when you walk through a struggle, you take it day by day. You get up every day. And another piece that I wrote is that you keep coming back. Doesn't always mean that when you go back the next day it's going to change. But the Bible is very clear. New mercies every day we see.
Every day.
So if I get up every day, there's something new with even in the struggle that I need to walk through, that I'm going to get through.
Yes, I love it. Listen, everybody, make sure that we're walking through the struggle, knowing that every day we get a new grace, new mercy that gives us a new opportunity to be able to let our light shine. So don't worry about what's happened in your past or what's happened that you can't control. There are things that happen on our journey that are way beyond our control, but you know you didn't do anything specific to make that thing happen the way that it did, whatever it is, fill in your own blanks. But if those things of any sort happens in your life, then you have to be able to turn it over to God or turn it over to whoever your highest source is so that you can be able to function. It's so easy to go under and so easy to get lost in the muck and the mire and like, oh, the weight of the world is on my shoulders, which the weight of the world really may feel like it's on your shoulders in that situation. But at the end of the day, you have to be able to pick yourself up, dust yourself off, and keep going so that your purpose, your destiny is not deterred. And so I'm happy that Dr. Sanja is here to teach us about that today.
Yeah, you know, Kim, one of the things that I do teach other women, and they say, well, you're a wealth of wisdom. And I said, well, you know, to God be the glory, is that when you look at me now, you know, I say you see the glory, but you don't know my story. I say you envision where I am, but you don't understand the vision within me. And what I mean by that is that you envision me as the successful person right now, but you didn't understand the vision that I had to pull out of me in order to get where I'm at. When I look at you, Kim, and I know a little bit about your journey, and you talk about how you made this possible. But what you did is you were a lifelong learner, unafraid to say, I don't know this. Let me get some coaching and some mentor under someone that can help me. I think that we misconstrue what coaching and mentoring is. It is all about someone that knows a little bit more than you that can help you get where you need to be or where you want to be.
That's the bottom line. Right now, I'm taking a course with Grant Cardone, and the training course, it was an expensive course, and you get an opportunity to learn some great marketing tips. But this man is a wealth of knowledge. And, you know, sometimes when people curse or say different things, you're like, well, I'm not going to take their course because they say, oh, okay, say what you want to say. I need to get this. I'm getting these nuggets so I can make sure that I can apply the pieces that I want to apply to my business and to my entrepreneurship journey and my entrepreneurial journey. And so I am learning so much from different people. Les Brown, I am always working with him and doing some things behind the scenes. I worked a big conference that he had this past week, and I was working in the back office, but I was learning so much. I was like, I was typing. I said, now, you know what? This information that Les Brown is sharing is something that the whole world needs to, everybody has to benefit from this information. And it's so meaty and so hearty and so robust stuff that, you know, we get to hear his speeches, but when he's doing these trainings, it's forever. Your life is forever changed, forever for the better.
I'm in a couple anthology, you know, Dr. Cheryl Woods projects, and I am so excited just to be connected with Les Brown. You know, we grew up on Les Brown, and
Yes, yes.
and who he was, and some will believe he's untouchable. He is such a funny man.
He is so, you know, him and Tyrone and all of him, his
Mhm.
Tyrone stories. But
Mhm.
yes, so I think it's so important to always be learning. And
Mhm.
I don't personally see myself, Dr. Sanja, ever arriving. I believe that if I've arrived, I'm in heaven at that point because that's my ultimate true goal. And so I don't ever see myself formally arriving. I think that we should always have something that we can always learn more and better ourselves in certain areas. And so, anyway, I'm
My
excited. I
father's
think that
95 years old, and he hasn't stopped. And he drives. He does. He's 95. We just
who
celebrated his
is this? Your
95th
dad?
birthday. Yes, he's 95. With
Wait a minute now.
14,
Let's take wait. Somebody let him keep his license at 95 though, for real.
he went and used the computer. Well, we wasn't in agreement now. Understand, he has 9 daughters. We were not in agreement. Please. However, he passed the driver's license test
Get
on the
out of
computer.
here.
Yes, wait a minute. On the computer, my baby sister, who's his successor in the businesses, she took him, and we just said, well, he's not gonna pass, but he's dad, so let him do it.
Right.
He took the exam on the computer, had never used a computer in his life. He passed it.
Oh my
Got in the where you take the driver's, test, and he passed that. And I think it was a woman. She talked him to death. I know she did. And at 95, he has his license. Now, are we in agreement? No. Do we keep a close watch on him? Yes. He goes around the corner.
Please, what is this in Chicago?
Here and yes. Mm-hmm.
Okay, please let me know if I'm ever visiting in Chicago or visiting
Yes.
my brother in Chicago. I want to call you and say, what road would your dad be traveling?
Yes, I will let you. Yeah, we have so many people that he's sharing his wisdom. And one thing he did, as we did his 95th birthday in August of this year, he says that when he came from Mississippi, because he wanted to feed his large family. At that time, it was 12 of us. Now it's 14. And he ended up being homeless, which is probably where my passion came from. Staying under the railroads at that time, it was taboo for you to be on certain sides of the track. Ended up spending some time in jail because his friend didn't meet him. But he says that the reason why he endeavored to be an entrepreneur was because it meant freedom. It meant freedom to him. He said it gave me freedom to do and feed my family. And even though he was a bricklayer, a brickyard, and a janitor, he said, my desire was to be an entrepreneur, and it was freedom. And that's why he's taught all of his children and our siblings, entrepreneurship is the way to go. You create jobs and not just make them.
Well, I think let me see. I think I may have found a picture. Let me see if this is him. Because this is when somebody saying my 95-year-old. Is that him?
That's my dad and my niece. That's him.
Oh my God.
That's
he
my
is
dad.
So handsome.
That's my dad and his granddaughter. Yes, that's my dad and his granddaughter. Mm-hmm. And his
he does not look like he's on 95.
He's 95 years old as of August 11 this year. And that's his granddaughter, who's now in a different city, who's very young, just finished her master's, and now has started her own entrepreneur cooking business in the city she's in. So the family has an entrepreneur mindset that has been driven for generations, that creates the legacy that we have now. It isn't that we don't have jobs. Some of them do have jobs, but from the nieces, they're real estate owners, they're real estate investors, and so they do work, everyone, but that spirit comes back on them. I can do this myself.
That's so good. I'm so happy to be able to share that picture. And listen, everybody, we're talking with Dr. Sanja Rickette Stinson, and I've been smiling the whole time because I'm just enjoying the conversation. And you're talking from so many different perspectives, being a nonprofit founder, CEO, a visionary, new Anthology Project person. So you got a lot of different directions and angles to you. When we come back, I'd like to hear more about the anthology and tell us more about your upcoming projects and what your role is in those. But I do want to take everybody real quickly to the Matthew House. We put the information in the comment section for you, but I want to still give you a chance to see the actual page. I'm quite impressed with this. Tell us about your page here.
Well, right now you have our case managers, and we're celebrating a young man who we just put in a home, an apartment. That's me. We have a lot of testimonies. We just had a trivial night, which is one of our fundraisers. That's me giving a speech. And in that particular video, you have testimonies of individuals who have just been placed in housing. You can
this right here, this video.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Oh,
just been placed in housing. Can you hear it?
Yeah, I'm gonna wait a minute. I'm gonna stop sharing for a second. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna see if I can. Oh yeah, okay. Yeah, I will be able to play it. So let me go back, and I want to make sure I wanted to make sure it would play for you if I did that. That's going to be good. Yeah, let's go and hear that for a second. And then you all as well, we're talking with Dr. Sanja, and she's talking to us about Matthew House out of Chicago, really having that passion to help those that are homeless, no matter what the reason is that caused them to be homeless. So if you know someone in the Chicago area and they're dealing with some difficulty with homelessness, refer them over to the Matthew House. And you never know how that one decision can change their lives. So let's go back and let's go back and share the sound. I got to share the sound in order for you to be able to hear it. So give me a second. Yeah, there we go. Okay. So we're going to go to the Matthew House and hear this lovely video. There we are.
Okay. Dr. Rickette Stinson, founder and CEO of Matthew House. We are a nonprofit organization providing food, shelter, and supported services daytime to needy men, women, and children who are experiencing homelessness. We provide case management through our state-of-the-art case management program, employing case managers and skilled assessors. The organization also manages 73 units of scattered site supportive housing, placing individuals in the community they desire or once lived. Our housing retention rate is 95% of individuals who have been placed in housing remain housed and never return to homelessness. Matthew House also provides job readiness placement services, assisting individuals with gainful employment and training, and also increasing their income. The organization works with a large network of employers who also hire individuals from our job readiness program. In addition, Matthew House works with a large network of partners who provide on-site and off-site physical and mental health services, including substance abuse services and behavioral health. The primary population that Matthew House serves is 95% of our population are people of color. And we have been located in the Bronzeville community for over 29 years. Thank you.
Hi, I am Brian Mcrae. I was a homeless veteran due to the loss of my family. I am thankful for the assistance of Matthew House for supportive housing and employment, today where I am program coordinator.
Hi, my name is Arthur Bailey, and I have been homeless for over 5 years due to the death of my mother and the loss of employment. I am so grateful for the Matthew House as of May 4th, 2020, and I am no longer homeless.
That's awesome.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes. And our population is mostly men, because it's sometimes they are very difficult populations, so we believe, to work with, but they are jewels. To place them in housing and to see us give them a set of keys, not a shared house, but an apartment. And all of our housing is a 1-bedroom apartment in which they can stay. And right now, this is just something new. We're moving, I think it's 10 to 12 people on, and they're receiving permanent Section 8 vouchers for 30 years. So we call it the Moving On Project. And so 10 to 12 individuals actually got CHA Section 8 vouchers where they're able to move wherever they want to. And from that 10 individuals, we're going to house a new set of individuals who need housing. And hopefully they can begin to pull themselves together. So it's an extraordinary organization. I could not do it without my team. And it took me a long time to build a team. This team is my successor program because I say I've been there 30 years and I
That's a
have
long
to
time.
be very realistic. I'm not going to live forever. And I know God has placed some other things in me, but I want to leave that.
No, you mean you're not going to live forever? How is that possible?
Like my dad. I'm going to have longevity. I'm not going to live forever unless I be caught up in the rapture. That's my prayer. Okay.
Right.
That's my prayer. But
I'm gonna live forever eternally. But we're gonna all leave this earth one day. Each of us. We're getting up out of here.
Yes, I want to make sure that the vision goes on. That's what my parents taught us. Their vision right now is being run by the baby sister, and it has grown. It's now in Atlanta. It's now in we've built it and things like that. But the baby sister and my father followed the Bible. He believed that Joseph, the baby sister, and she has taken it to phenomenal levels. And
this
my
is
brother,
Matthew House?
No, this is my family's business, Uncle Remus Saucy Chicken. That's in Chicago. Uncle Remus.
What is it called again?
Uncle Remus Saucy Chicken.
Uncle Remus Saucy Chicken. No, my brother lives in Chicago, so I'm going to tell him about the Uncle Remus Saucy Chicken. If you're in the Chicago area, that sounds good, don't it?
Yes. It's all
like
about, the sauce. We have our own sauce, and it's bottled. So again, it's a whole entrepreneur family. My sister has taken that one location, and it's now 6 locations. My brothers have their own location. So again, it's all about entrepreneur. We have always had that instilled in us, and while we went to school and did everything, we seem to come back to being that entrepreneur.
Right. It sounds like it. It really does sound like it, which is good.
My sister has over 100 employees, and she believes in hiring individuals who have been homeless, individuals who have from returning citizens. Some of her managers are returning citizens.
Praise God.
It is the spirit within us that keeps us going. So that's the undeterredness in mind. It comes from a family of legacy. When we saw our parents, lastly, I know during the riots for the king and everything, 2 of our places were burned to the ground. We were at the age of understanding what that meant. And our father had a family meeting with our mother and said, we're going to rebuild. Now, this is being burned to the ground. And here they are, they're 68 years old, burnt to the ground, black owned. And here they are 68 years later, where the legacy has continued in all of the riots and everything that has extended, we're continuing. So that's the undeterred that you have to have when it in spite of. That's the in spite of. It doesn't come without struggle. And so if you are seeking to be that entrepreneur, be prepared to walk through those struggles. Have that in spite of. If nobody else do it, nobody else go but you. You go. Because if God gave you this, He's made the provision for you to see it through.
That's so good. If He gave it to you, He gave you the provision, and He's given you the skill set to be able to make that thing happen. And Uncle, look at this. Cassandra, she backstage doing her investigative work. Before we go, Dr. Sanja.
Pull it up. Yeah.
I'm getting ready to pull it up. Dr. Sanja Rickette, how can people stay connected with you? I want to make sure people get your contact information.
They can connect with me if my website is Dr. One word, not DrSanja, not the whole word doctor, it's DrSanja.com. They can connect with me there at info@DrSanja.com. They can email me at Sanja, Sanja, at drsanja.com, or they can DM me on all of the social media sites. I do answer. I want to talk a little bit about the Anthology Project. It is disrupting.
But we're going to talk about that right after we see this sauce and go to a commercial break. So let's see this Uncle Remus sauce first, and then we're going to come back and hear about this Anthology Project as well. Where's this sauce? Uncle Remus, this is some good stuff right here. Look at that, y'all. Ooh, Uncle Remus.
This is it.
That sauce looks good.
Yes, that is our business, and it's run by my sister and my baby sister, and you can order the whole thing that anybody else have. That is my dad right there as we open our Southside location with the owner right now, Charmaine Rickette of Uncle Remus Chicken, and the story is there of him migrating.
I can't wait to try this chicken. I'm sitting, and my brother, he loves to grill, and him and his family, they cook out right now. They're doing the whole Disney World experience right now. But when they get back, they come in Uncle Remus. I'm gonna tell you that right now.
Yes,
his name is Royal. And
we have grilled whole family. We have grilled chicken too. We have grilled chicken. So if you just want
but no, they'll eat some fried chicken too now. Don't get me wrong. They're gonna eat that fried chicken too. All right, listen, everybody. We're talking with Dr. Sanja Rickette Stinson, and as we're talking with her today, we're going to hear more about her Anthology Project. If you have any questions, comments, thoughts, go ahead and pop them in, and we'll get a chance to get to them briefly. So let's learn more right now about Hunter Everidge Law Firm.
My father had 4 of his fingers amputated in a workplace accident. It was the first injured individual I represented, and I knew I had to win that case. When someone walks into my office and they've been injured, I know what they're going through. If you've been injured at work with Hunter and Everidge. We've got the experience, so let us help you.
And we are back with Dr. Sanja Rickette Stinson. Talk to us about this anthology that you are a part of.
Well, because as entrepreneurs, you have to be a disruptor, okay? And disruptor means that you have to disrupt some things. So you don't do things normally like other individuals do. So the Anthology Project is called Disrupting the Status Quo. Entrepreneur women crushing mediocrity. And what I mean by that is mediocrity is a killer of our success. It causes us to be mundane and complacent. And when we become complacent, we settle for less than what we have been created to be or created to become. And we also have allowed society to place entrepreneur in a box. I need a brick and mortar. Well, entrepreneur is a mindset. It is not always the brick and mortar. Bricks and mortar are a part of it. And so we have 19 women that are now a part of this project all across the world, including Canada. And we are just so happy. They're coming from all walks of life. This Anthology Project is going to be published by Dorothy Wilson from Success Women's Nations International. We are just had our first coaching session. What we did with this is that we wanted these women who are entrepreneurs with an entrepreneur mindset to understand their ability to push this as their entrepreneur umbrella. And so we actually brought in a literary writing coach. So what comes with this particular anthology is that they are being trained by a literary writing coach with over 13 years of experience. I could have done it, but I wanted someone that is their role. You know, you can't do everything. Yes, I can train you how to write, but there are others out there that is their passion. I can write for me, but I wanted them to get the experience so that when they move on from this Anthology Project, if they never do another one with me, that they can write their own book from getting the training.
Good. That's good. Good. You are a trailblazer, to say the least, and a great pioneer. And I think that you learned that from your handsome father of 95 years old that has left his legacy right here on this earth through you already. And he's still being able to see the benefits of the fruits of his labor. So I'm so excited about you being here today. What is anything else that you wanted everyone to know today that's tuning in?
Well, I want everyone to know that, in this season that we're in of giving and Thanksgiving and Christmas, It is a real sad time for individuals who do not have a place to go. I can't tell you where to give or where your heart's up, but in this season, give to something. Also, train your children. I know that we have these games. I don't know if they call it Nintendos or whatever they call them these days right now, but
It definitely ain't called Atari like back in our day.
right. Be mindful of your children. One of the individuals on the Anthology Project, I'm not going to mention her, but her son committed suicide. Be mindful of what your children are watching. And one of the things that she says is that you're paying for it. So you have the authority to look at it because they're using your internet and things like that. There's a lot of cyberbullying, especially attacking our teenagers or our youth. We can always say, well, our youth are just bad. No, there's something in the atmosphere that we need to attack as Christians and to break the barriers of what is killing our youth because they are our legacy. And if they're not here, who do we pass it on to? So I encourage you in this season to be in tune with what your children are watching, what you're paying for, and I encourage you to look inside of you to the outside and give this season to something that will help somebody else.
That's so good. You're such a wise woman, and I'm so proud that you're on today and sharing this knowledge and this wisdom. We have one last sponsor that I would like to make sure I introduce you to, and that's Lamb Funeral Home. Lamb Funeral Home, they are in the Concord, North Carolina area with over 700,000 people. And first of all, this just sounds crazy to even be saying this, but over 700,000 people have transitioned from this earth within the past year of the pandemic that just quickly rushed through the land. If you're dealing with having to bury a loved one for whatever the reason is, whether they are a veteran or they're a regular citizen that's not a veteran from a military branch, feel free to reach out to Lamb Funeral Home. Lamb Funeral Home is located in Concord, North Carolina. Their phone number is 704-782-3011. Make sure you write this number down because they are certified in all 50 states. So even though you may be like, I don't go to Concord, North Carolina, it doesn't matter where you are in the United States, you can utilize their services and let them know that the Kim Jacobs Show sent you. Mr. Terry Lamb, who is the owner of this funeral home, they have over 28 years of experience, and he has great insight to veteran benefits. So take advantage of contacting them today, 704-782-3011. All right. So I think that's about all that we can cover in one day. I think we got a lot in, and I will put the contact information back up one more time for you to stay connected with Dr. Sanja. As we prepare to close out, I'd like to let you know that tomorrow we're going to have some men on this show that's going to be talking about how they walked past hell. Yes, some men have walked past hell too. It's not always just us women that are going through, but there are men that are experiencing some traumatic things in their lives as well, and they're going to share it here on the Kim Jacobs Show. And then we also have on December 1st the Miseducation of Medical Prosthesis Units. This young lady, Chandra, is going to come on and talk about some things that she's personally created as the owner of Lux and Glamorous Wigs and Company, and how she's helping those that are dealing with these diagnoses that they are struggling and dealing with. And if you don't know this, tomorrow is Giving Tuesday. So Giving Tuesday, when you're talking about giving to an organization, make sure that you consider giving to Gabe's Heart Foundation. Our goal is $10,000. And we know that now let me be very clear, even if all of my Facebook friends gave $1, okay, $1 for my Facebook friends, then we would reach our goal alone between all of the different platforms that we're on. Make sure that you support Gabe's Heart Foundation. You can give at $Gabe's Heart, and that's through Cash App. And you can also, I put it over here in the comments section so you'll know different ways that you can give on November 30th, and also encourage your friends and family to give as well. And there's a Givelify link. Some people like to only give through Givelify. You can definitely give that way. And your charitable contributions will allow us the opportunity to do more of the Doing It Gabe's Way random acts of kindness. And I'm telling you, during the holiday season, especially, it truly blesses people. It blesses people more than you could ever imagine, whether it's sports registrations for winter sports, or whether it's homeless or nursing home patients, or we've cleaned the Ronald McDonald House. We've given to families over at Levine's Children's Hospital that are doing extended stay. We've gone to Loaves and Fishes and taken canned goods to crisis ministry, you name it, Safe Alliance for domestic violence individuals. We have provided funding with the funds that you all provide to be able to keep Gabe's heart beating through the random acts of kindness. So consider Gabe's heart. And we do have a few cyber specials, and I put those over in the comment section for you as well. You can get this new book that just came out, Rise Up, Women Who Lead, Building a Legacy. I have copies available to ship in the mail for you. I'm one of the contributing authors in Dr. Nefertina Serrano's book, and also Extreme Balance Makeover. I want to make sure that I share this with you, because guess what? You can buy one, get the other half off. Buy one, get the other half off today through tomorrow. This is how I fight my battles. You want to be equipped with some things that can help you have some solutions in your toolbox to be able to win. Women of War. Cassandra Backstage is one of the authors in this book, and so am I. Buy one, get one half off right on KimJacobsShow.com, and you can get that today through tomorrow. And the final announcement that I'll make about things that I'm offering is just that you can also get a StreamYard training course, which is through the Kim Jacobs Consulting Program, our master course, which teaches you how to do everything pertaining to StreamYard from scratch. So I think Dr. Sanja, you're going to be taking this from us.
Yes.
So she's going to be signing up for the course. But what happens is you'll be able to be trained. The 25% off is already a huge discount, right? It ends tomorrow. So you don't have to have done the training by tomorrow, but you do need to have booked your session by tomorrow in order to receive this discount. Once the discount's gone on that, it goes back to the regular pricing. So just pay the regular pricing and you still can get the training. However you want to do it, it's up to you. But this is available to you with 25% off, and the link is there if you want to learn how to use this platform. All right, that's today's episode. Any closing comment, Dr. Sanja?
No, it's just Giving Tuesday. You can also give to Matthew House. You can just go to our link page at www.mhousechicago.org, and you can give any amount. As Kim just said, any amount. If my Facebook friends would just give $2, we would reach our goal.
Well, I'm going to give to the Matthew House as well. And so that donation will come over and you'll receive that. It's my honor to give to the Matthew House, and I hope that it'll be your honor as well. Go to mhchicago.org and hit give, and you will be able to give something that's going to make that Matthew House be a better experience for those that are homeless in the Chicago community. All right, everybody, we'll see you tomorrow at 11 o'clock a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Thank you for being a wonderful guest today.
Thank you.
I really appreciate you. Have a great day, everybody. Bye-bye. Hello, everyone. I'm Kim Jacobs, host of The Kim Jacobs Show, where we're bringing balance to the world, one household at a time. Listen, we go live every weekday, Monday through Friday at 11 o'clock a.m. Eastern Standard Time. I bring guests on that talk about their backstories, things that they've had to overcome to become who they are today. Many of them are balancing and juggling life, and they've become experts in different fields. So they're sharing tips with you to make your life just a little bit easier. Many times as a guest in the studio audience, you'll get a chance to walk away with a missing piece of the puzzle that might be missing in your life. Let's go on this journey together, and I look forward to seeing you Monday through Friday at 11 o'clock a.m. Eastern Standard Time, right here on The Kim Jacobs Show.